going to hand it over to Mr. Slash to announce the haters.
Yeah, my pleasure to announce the haters, starting off with number 000, Fanny Pfister. Number 105, Ruth Bader Bonebreaker. Number 20, Gobstopper. Number 30, Spilla. Number 39, Bruce Wayne. 528, Naughty.
Yeah, we're getting things lined up too. A couple of reminders too. No paper programs anymore. Check out Pikes Peak Roller Derby.org for the program for this bout. And also, new faces, new creations. We are now a gender open roller derby league, so you'll see a lot new exciting things going on. And it looks like lining up right now for the lovers is Jaeger Shots.
Yeah, out there for the haters is Blazing Bowser.
just like that. Right, action started, and just like that, Jaeger is your lead jammer.
All right, successful star pass by the haters. Sweets will be jamming. All right, 4 points for the lovers, 1 point for the haters. Jamming next for the haters, Maldita Bruja.
Yep, and Rabbit lining up for the lovers. And D-Rabbit is your lead jammer. Well, Rabbit with a 4-point pass.
Successful star pass by the haters.
All right, just like that, score stands.
And jamming for the haters out there, Ruth Bader Bonebreaker.
Yep, going against Rapunzel for the lovers.
And Bones is your lead jammer. All right, 4 points for the haters.
And 4-point pass for Ram.
haters throwing out Rocco Sock'em.
Yep, going against Slayer Moon for the lovers. Just like that, Slayer is your lead jammer. Four-point pass and called. All right, that last jam sponsored by Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's, we love all your sandwiches. Check them out. There are multiple locations around town.
All right, Blazing Bowser out there for the haters.
Yeah, going against Jaeger shots for the lovers. Oh, and Jaeger is your lead jammer. All right, grabbing 1 point there. Score stands 29-6. Again, this is a doubleheader, so right after this, we got the friends versus foes. Should be a blast, always intense.
All right, Maldita Bruja jamming for the haters.
Yep, going against Rabbit for the lovers. All right, looks like a power jam for the haters. But do you think they love that? They love it, even though they're haters. Oh, the irony.
All right, Maldita Bruja is your lead jammer.
All right, jam called. Score stands 29-10. Oh, we got a recruitment night coming up. If you love roller derby and you want to learn more about it, you can check us out at pikespeakroller.org or come to our recruitment night at Skate City February 23rd at 7:30, and you'll learn all about it. All right, Rapunzel lining up for the lovers.
Yep, Bones out there for the haters.
All right, Bones is your lead jammer. All right, successful star pass to Scully. All right, jam is called. All right, score stands 29-14. About 20 minutes left in this half. All right, Slayer's lining up for the lovers.
Yeah, and Rocco Sockham's out there for the haters.
Oh.
Yeah, Rocco breaks through, and it's your lead jammer. Yeah, 4-point pass for the haters.
All right, that last jam sponsored by the Law Office of Becky Briggs. Law Office of Becky Briggs, owned by Pikes Peak Roller Derby's very own Tyrannosaurus Rex, located in downtown Pueblo, specializes in criminal defense. Check it out at beckybriggs.com. All right, Jägermeister lining up for the lovers.
And Bowser's jamming for the haters. Bowser is your lead jammer.
Oh, Jaeger going to the box. Shame, shame.
All right, 4-point pass for Bowser. All right, this timeout sponsored by the skating officials and non-skating officials. All of our volunteers out here making things happen. We got Marquise DeSass, Starstruck, Nom Spaghetti, Happy Bones, Bethrina, Junior Who, and Hellhound for the skating officials. And our non-skating officials, we got Burnt Toast, Wonder Pants, Kicks, Ducky, Lamera Calavera, Outrageous, Nikita Crusher, Tiny, and Slashanova. Thank you guys for all that you do. All right, Maldita Bruja back on the line for the haters.
Yep, and Rabbit lining up for the lovers. And Rabbit is your lead jammer.
All right, successful star pass. Ivana is jamming for the haters.
All right. Well, again, Ivana knows I love watching her jam, so it's so close, so close. All right, score stands 33-25. Looks like maybe an official review. Oh, sorry, timeout. Thank you, Toast. Keeping my place. All right, this timeout sponsored by D1. D1 Training helps our skaters keep in shape off the track and on. They offer training from ages 7 and up. Learn more about them at d1training.com/Colorado Springs.
Haters putting bones out there to jam.
Yep, going against Rapunzel for the Lovers. And Ram is your lead jammer. Great defense by both these teams. Wow, great wall setup. All right, Ram managed to grab 4 points there. Score stands 37-25. About 15 minutes left in this half.
Rocco's back out there jamming for the Haters.
Yep, going against Slayer Moon for the Lovers.
And Rocco is your lead jammer. And 4-point pass for Rocco. Another 4 points for Rocco.
All right, successful star pass, tops for the Lovers.
All right, Rocco calls that one off, picking up 1 point.
Ooh, just like that, score stands 37-34. Wowza.
Ruha back on the line for the Haters.
Yep, lining up against Jaeger. So sometimes, you know, Mr. Slash, they say, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Well, in Jaeger's instance, she's a lover of fighting. So it kind of works out both ways.
I mean, it sounds about right for a German. Austrian, to be exact.
And Jaeger is your lead jammer. Four-point pass, Jaeger. Ooh. right, star pass there.
Yep, no points on that one.
All right. Again, we got a lot of yummy treats coming. We're getting close to halftime. Make sure you check out our merch table. We got the baked good table. Always good stuff to help support these skaters. All right.
Yeah, looks like we're under an official timeout. Or it's officially a timeout. All right, this official timeout is sponsored by Main Vibe Studio. Get your hair done by Fanny Pfister at Main Vibe Studio. She's a dual licensed cosmetologist and barber and is passionate about helping others achieve their hair goals. Find her ad in the program for more info. I wonder if she can help me grow my hair back, Bert.
Hey, she works miracles. All right, first time on the line, we got Mistress lining up for the Lovers.
Going up against Bones for the Hater.
Huge hit.
All right, Mistress is your lead jammer.
Looks like Ivana going to the box. Yep. 4-point pass, sorry, for Mistress.
Yeah, star pass to Spilla.
Another 4-point pass before calling it. All right, official timeout.
All right, this official timeout sponsored by Gladys Rimkus Remax. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call Remax Realtor. Gladys Rimkus, also known as PPRD's Dora the Destroyer. Find her contact info in the program.
And speak of the devil, it looks like Dora the Destroyer is lining up for the Lovers.
Yep, Rocco's out there for the Haters. Rocco takes lead jammer.
And successful star pass by the Lovers.
And that jam's called off by Rocco. Looks like score stands 50 by the Lovers to 38 for the Haters.
All right, Rippin' Rooster lining up for the lovers.
Yeah, Bowser's out there jamming for the haters.
Oh, Helm heading into the box. Shame on you, Helm. Shame on you. Oh, God. Harm, go to the box. Harm, shame on you. Shame on you.
Yeah, Bowser is your lead jammer.
All right, or jam is called. Score stands 50-42. Less than 9 minutes left in this half.
Bruja back on the line for the haters.
All right, lining up, we got Rabbit for the lovers. A Rabbit is your lead jammer. Oh, it looks like Melee go to the box. Shame on you. Shame on you, Melee.
Yeah, Sweets joining her in the box.
All right, we're making 4-point pass. Nice walk through, another 4-point pass by Rabbit. Another 4-point pass for Rabbit, laying it on thick with 12 points thus far. All right, jam is called. All right. About 6 minutes left. 64-42. The lovers overcoming the hate. But we'll see what happens. Jaeger shots lining up for the lovers.
Bones jamming for the haters.
And just like that, Jaeger is your lead jammer. And Jaeger with a, go to the box. It was going to be 4 points, but instead, shame on you, Jaeger. Shame on you.
All right, successful star pass. Spilla is jamming for the haters.
So with that, we will go the whole 2 minutes.
All right, nice moves by Spilla for 4 more points. right, 4 more points for Spilla.
All right, 4-point pass for Jaeger.
All right, nice footwork for 4 more points.
All
by
right,
Spilla.
4 points. All right, official timeout. We still had about 4 seconds left. We had to go the whole 2 minutes, so that's the confusion.
All right, that was supposed to go the whole 2 minutes, but it looks like it was called off early. That's what is in question right now.
All right, little confusion there, but I think it was just, you know. All right, score stands 72-54. I think just trying to figure things out here. All right, timeout. All right, this timeout's sponsored by the travel team. Stop by our travel team fundraiser table and help the All-Stars and Slam-a-thons travel to play other teams within WIFTA sanctioned this season. Tonight you can buy a Valentine for that special someone or your favorite skater. The good news is mine's the same. Or you can have a photo taken for Valentine's or Palantines at our photo booth for $3.
All right, just a reminder, do not blow whistles if you are a fan. It does cause a lot of confusion, so if you have a whistle, put that in your pocket or in the trash, or you'll get kicked out of the event.
You're embarrassing yourself and your family if you did it. Your grandmother is so disappointed. Shame on you. All right, back to the action. Ram lining up for the Lovers.
And Rocco's out there for the haters. Rocco is your lead jammer. All right, looks like Pfister's headed to the box.
Fanny Pfister.
Rocco picking up 4 points. All right, that jam called off. 2 points for the haters, 2 points for the Lovers. And Blazing Bowser out there for the haters.
All right, lining up against Slayer Mood. All right, and Slayer's your lead jammer.
All right, successful star pass by the haters. Ivana is out there jamming.
So Fanny back to the box. Slayer calls it. Now, obviously, Mr. Slash, I'm not rooting for either team. You know, I'm just rooting for a great bout. But I am rooting for the haters to get 9 points in this jam.
Well, we all know that's your favorite, Bert.
If they get it, I'll just be kidding, just so you know. All right, with less than 2 minutes, this could be the last jam of this half.
Rocco's out there jamming for the haters.
And just like that, Rabbit is your lead jammer and coming around. Jam is called.
All right, timeout for the haters. Oh, sorry, timeout for the lovers.
And speaking of lovers, have you guys heard of Main Nerve? Main Nerve Cybersecurity is leading provider of penetration testing and compliance solutions, helping you identify today's cyber threats. Learn more about it at mainnerve.com. But please, please don't put penetration testing lover, whole different thing. Whole different thing.
Yeah, nobody wants to be unwillingly penetrated, so check out Main Nerve.
All right, Slugs lining up for the first time for the lovers.
Bones out there for the haters.
Oh, and Slugs is your lead jammer.
All right, successful star pass by the haters. Spilla is jamming.
4-point pass by Slugs, and she calls it. All right.
Yeah, Spilla takes lead jammer.
Yeah, Ram skating right now for the lovers. All right, Spilla grabbing 4 points.
Yeah, Black Pivot going to the box, so Sweets will sit the timeout. Sorry, the penalty, not the timeout. All
Another
right,
4-point pass for Spilla.
Yeah, Rapunzel picking up 4 points as well. And that is called off. That will be the end of the half.
All right, score stands 89-68. Lovers in the lead. Again, we have halftime. Make sure you go hit the merch table, bake sale. Maybe get yourself a Valentine for someone you care about, someone who cares about you. right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to get this second half started. Score stands 91-72, Lovers in the lead. But you never know. Lovers always finish last, am I right? We'll see.
And first one up on the line for the haters, Rocco.
Well, it looks like she's starting on the power jam because Ram is in the box right now.
Yeah, Rocco is your lead jammer. Yeah, 4-point pass for Rocco. Yeah, Rocco makes it through for another 4 points.
All right, jam is called. This next jam sponsored by roller.planet. Thanks to Roller Planet crew for live streaming all of our games here at the Pepsi Roller Arena. Watch all of our games live or on demand at roller.planet or check out their Roller Planet YouTube channel. All right. All right. All right, back to the action. We got Jaeger lining up for the Lovers.
Blaze and Bowser out there for the haters. Yeah, Bowser is your lead jammer.
All right, 2-2. Chuck Orey. Thank you, who gets that? Everybody in their 40s. All right. We got Rabbit lining up for the Lovers.
And Brujas out there for the haters.
And Rabbit is your lead jammer.
And successful star pass by the haters. Spilla is now the jammer.
All right, 3 points grabbed by Red. Lovers stand 96-84 with 26 and a half left in this bout.
Bones out there jamming for the haters.
Yep, and first time online we got tops for the Lovers. All right, no pack called, and tops is your lead jammer. All right, Red grabbing 1 point there. Score stands 97-84.
Rocco on the line for the haters.
Going against Jaeger shots for the Lovers.
All right, Rocco takes lead jammer. And 4-point pass for Rocco. And 4 more points for Rocco.
All right, just like that, Lovers have eclipsed 100 points. 101-92, 23 minutes left in this bout. Lovers have Rabbit lining up.
Looks like Bowser going to the box.
Great defenses thus far. Great wall set up by both teams. But Rabbit squeaks through and is your lead jammer.
And a successful star pass by the haters. Now jamming is sweet.
All right, looks like we may have something on the track. There you go. Great job, Sweets. All right, Slayer lining up for the Lovers.
And Brujas out there for the haters.
And Slayer is your lead jammer. All right, snagging another 4-point score stands 108-92. About 20 minutes left in this bout. Lovers lining up Ram.
Bones on the line for the haters.
And Ram grabs lead jammer.
All right, looks like Bones is headed to the box.
Power jam, Lovers. Four-point pass for Ram. Jam is called, grabbing 3 more points. Again, a friendly reminder, so right after this, a doubleheader, we have the friends versus foes. Should be a great one, too. A lot of these similar skaters, some new faces. And it looks like a power jam with Mistress lining up for the Lovers. All right, and Mistress is your lead jammer.
Yeah, looks like Spill is headed to the box.
Oh, friendly fire there. Another 4-point pass for Mistress. All right, jam is called. All right, Jaeger lining up for the lovers.
Yeah, Rocco's on the line for the haters.
Oh, and great outside move. Jaeger is your lead jammer. Give her, let's see how many. Oh, I don't know. Maybe that could have been one. Maybe, I don't know. All right, 0 for both teams. Score stands 119-92.
Haters putting out Blazing Bowser.
Yeah, going to Slayer Moon for the lovers. Slayer manages to stay in bounds and is your lead jammer.
All right, Bowser's headed to the box.
Power jam lovers and a 4-point pass for Slayer. All right, looking to get some fresh wheels out there. Score stands 123-92 with 15 minutes left in this bout. Again, we got our after party going up. Good Company, 7625 North Union. They'll have some karaoke, so hang out with your favorite skaters, have a few drinks, embarrass yourself by singing, or impress. But check them out. It's Good Company after party right after the second bout. And Ram is your lead jammer. All right, looks like we got a barn burner right here. Both teams having difficulty getting through their walls. All right, star pass, but called. All right. Rabbit lining up for the lovers.
And yeah, Bruja's out there for the haters.
And Rabbit is your lead jammer. All right, jam is called.
All right, Rocco's back out there for the haters.
Yep, and we've seen this matchup going against Jaeger for the lovers. I love her. Oh, and Jaeger is your lead jammer. All right, timeout by the lovers. All right, this timeout sponsored by our next recruit night. It's coming up. If you want to learn more about how to join Pikes Peak Roller Derby as a skater or an official, go to Skate City on South Academy on February 23rd at 7:30, and you'll learn all about it.
And just a reminder, the after party today is at Good Company, 7625 North Union. They will have karaoke. So bring out your best voices, even bring out your worst voices. Just come out and show up.
And like they say at Good Company, if you go, you'll be in good company. Period.
You are very close to getting fired, Bert.
Trying my best. Trying my best. All right, Mistress lining up for lovers.
Yeah, Spilla's out there for the haters, but picks up lead jammer right off the bat.
But successful star pass by the lovers. Slugs is now jamming for the lovers.
Yep, looks like Bob's headed to the box. 4-point pass for Spilla.
Four-point pass by Sluggernat.
And 4 more points for Spilla.
Great move. 4-point pass.
Yep, right behind is another 4 points for Spilla. Yep, and Spilla calls that one off.
All right, score stands 137-104. All right, Rabbit lining up for lovers.
Bones is there for the haters. And Bones is your lead jammer.
All right, jam is called. Lovers grabbing 4 more points.
Yep, haters got 1 on that. Rocco's back up in the line for the haters.
Yep, going against Rooster for the lovers.
All right, some jammer on jammer action right there. Rocco breaks through and picks up lead jammer. All right, 4 more points for Rocco. All right, 4 more points for Rocco, and that jam is called off.
Lovers squeezing in 1 point, but score stands 142-113.
Yeah, and at the last minute, looks like Ivana's in the box, so we'll start without a pivot on the haters.
All right, Jaeger lining up for the Lovers.
Going up against Blazing Bowser for the haters.
And Jaeger is your lead jammer. And Jaeger go to the box. Power jam, haters. And with that, we will go the whole 2 minutes. You can't call it. There you go. Call what?
All right, 4 points for Blazing Bowser.
Yeah, just don't call me late for dinner, am I right? Am I right?
They have 4 more points for Bowser.
All right, jam went the whole 2 minutes. Score stands 142-121 with 5 minutes left in this bout. Oh, we got Rabbit lined up for the Lovers.
And looks like Spilla's out there for the haters. And Spilla takes lead jammer. Yeah, 4-point pass for Spilla. All right, 4 points for both before that one's called off.
Woo, just like that, 129-149. 4 minutes left, but only 20 points separating these two teams.
Bruja's back on the line for the haters.
All right, we got Slayer Moon lining up for the Lovers.
And Bruja takes lead jammer.
All right, 4 points jam is called.
Yeah, 4 more points for the haters. Rocco's coming back on the line for the haters.
Yep, going against Ram for the lovers.
Yeah, Rocco takes lead jammer. All right, 4-point pass for Rocco. And 4 more points for Rocco.
Four-point pass for Ram.
And another 4 points for Rocco.
Again, we really do appreciate our medics for sure. All right, with a minute left, score stands 154-147. 102 left. It really is going to come down potentially 1, maybe 2 more bouts or jams.
And on the line for the haters is Spilla.
Yeah, going against Tops for the lovers.
Lots of action here. Looks like Spilla's getting recycled. And Spilla takes lead jammer. All right, 4-point pass for Spilla.
Oh my Lord. Star pass.
All right, looks like lead has been lost. Spilla's in the box.
All right, with 28 seconds left, this will go the whole 2 minutes. Oh. And with that, love conquers hate. All right, waiting for the final score. Again, we will have a brief warm-up time. All right, so we got about 20 minutes before we get the second bout started, and that's friends versus foes. All right, it is faux warm-up time, faux warm-up time. All right, it is Friends warm up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to get this second bout started. It's going to be friends versus foes. And one thing I've learned is when your friend is no longer your friend, they're your foe, no mo. All right, so we're going to announce. Let's see, first team is going to be the foes. All right, wearing the number 00, we got serious business. Number 101, we got Jacko DeLope. Number 113, Short Stack. Number 12, we got Jaeger Shots. Number 30, we got Spilla. Number 307, Rodeo. Number 321, Tally Ho. Number 40, Devlin. Number 42, Sluggerknot. Number 621, Zippy Longstockings. Number 66, Slayer Moon. Number 711, Furious George. Number 720, Bob Gnarly. Number 888, Axel. And wearing the number 8, we got Sista. Let's make some noise for those foes.
All right, up next, we got your friends. Starting off for the friends, we've got number 587, Short Circuit. Number 666, Track Sabbath. Number 709, Rita Repulsa. Number 74, Rocco Sock'em. Number 80, Rippin' Rooster. Number 87, Triceratops. Number 910, Ivana Tormentia. Number 911, Starstruck. Number 93, Willem DeFriend. Number 98, D Blue Demon. Number 97, Stumpy. And your team captains, number 42, Nikita Crusher. And number 802, Harmony. Let's give it up for your friends.
All right, getting things squared away. For the foes, we have Tally lining up.
Yep, just waiting on our friends over there. All right, friends, it's time to start the next bout.
All right, looking for some panties. Your
If
friend
you
needs
lost-
panties.
Yeah, if you lost your panties, make sure you return them over to the friends. The friends want your panties.
All right, it's like nothing happened, right? We're fine. All right, let's get this party started. Tally lining up for the foes.
Yeah, and Deep Blue Demons back to jam for your friends.
And Tally is your lead jam. Oh, no, go to the box.
And it looks like Blue's going to the box.
Wow, I mean, those look like comfy chairs, but come on. All right, just like that, Tally is on a power jam, but we will go the whole 2 minutes.
Yep, just in case you weren't tracking on that, if both jammers end up in the box, the second jammer only stands the same amount of time as the first jammer. In that case, it was about 2 seconds.
All right, Tally grabbing 4 points.
Yep, Blue's picking up 4 points as well.
And welcome back, Blue. We're glad to have you.
And 4 more points for Blue.
All right, jam is called.
And it's 3 points for the friends, 2 points for the foes.
All right, score stands 11-10. Just getting the party started. Zippy lining up for the foes.
They have Rocco's out there for the friends. And Rocco is your lead jammer. All right, that jam called off. Rocco picking up 3 points. Starstruck coming out for the hater.
Oh,
Sorry,
go to
for the
get
friends.
Jaeger shots.
Sorry, that's for the friends. Haters was the last bout.
Oh, it gets confusing. Hey, Jaeger, you're going to do great. And big props to Jaeger. This is her first night skating. New skater on the track, doing great.
All right, Starstruck picking up lead jammer.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, come on.
Yep. 2 points for the Friends before that one was called off. All right, Stumpy's jamming for the Friends.
Yep, and Tally is going to the box. Looks like a forearm. An illegal exit. Oh. Tally, we're not mad, we're just disappointed.
All right, Stumpy's headed to the box for a cut track.
Well, I guess that's one way to burn a penalty. All right, a little confusion going on here. All right, so with that being said, we'll go a whole 2 minutes. All right, Tally coming through for a 4-point pass. All right, jam is called. Score stands. Wait for it, wait for it. All right, 17-16, Foes in the lead.
All right, official review is called. Looks like for the Friends. Yep, stand by for those results.
All right, just official timeout. We just want to give a big shout out to all of our non-skating officials, our volunteers. I don't know if you know this, but nobody's paying to be here except for the skaters. Otherwise, we're here to support these amazing skaters, this great sport.
Yeah,
we're not making NBA numbers here when it comes to the money we're making. We just do it because we love everything about it. So thank you, fans, for coming in.
Definitely a big shout out to these officials. Officials for game 2, Marquise DeSass, Nam Spaghetti, Happy Bones, Bethrina, Junior Who, and Hellhound. Non-skating officials, Avocado Smash, The Morgan, Burnt Toast, Sweet and Sour, Rita and Wheat, Naughty, Nola, Nibbler, and Tiny.
We got Slugs lining up for the Foes.
Yeah, D Blue Demons out there for the Friends, and Blue is your lead jammer. All right, 2 points on that one. That jam's called off. Looks like we got a close game so far. 18 for the Friends, 17 for the Foes. Rocco's back on the line for the Friends. Zippy's out there for the Foes.
Rumbling, stumbling. And Zippy is your lead jammer.
All right, looks like Top's going to the box.
Yep, and 4 points snagged by Zippy. All right, Jaeger lining up for the Foes.
Yeah, out there for the Friends is Track Sabbath. Oh, looks like Black Sabbath. Track Sabbath is going to the box.
And Jaeger is your lead jammer. Nice. 4 point pass, Jaeger right through the middle.
Back out there is D Blue Demon for the Friends.
Yeah, going to get Sluggernaut for the Foes. Again, score stands 27-18, 20 minutes left in this half. All right, Slugs is your lead jammer.
All right, Blue goes to the box for a cut track.
Four-point pass, Slugs. Another 4-point pass by Slugs. Great move, another 4-point pass.
Friends sending out Triceratops to jam.
Yeah, we're going against Tally Ho for the foes. Tally Ho foe. All right. I may be a poet. I'm just saying. I got that. And Tally is your lead jammer.
And Starstruck is on the line for the Friends.
Yep, we're going against Zippy for the foes. Zippy Longstocking is coming into your town.
And Starstruck takes lead jammer.
Oh, come on. You should have skated out a little bit longer there, Star. Jam is called.
All right, Rita Repulsa out there jamming for the Friends.
Yep, we're going against Jaeger Shots for the foes. All right, and Jaeger is your lead jammer.
All right, successful star pass by the Friends. Looks like Stumpy's jamming now.
All right, jam is called. All right, Red calling a timeout, AKA the foes. All right, this timeout sponsored by how many words can you rhyme with foe? And go.
No.
Whoa.
Show.
Bro?
Ho.
No.
Slow.
My big toe?
Bro.
Oh, no, I already said bro. Oh, my God, this is embarrassing.
Well, we failed.
Yeah, it's all right. We did our best. All right, yeah, red timeout there. Score stands 52-18. About 15 minutes left. We got another halftime coming up. Cool thing is we got Chuck Fuck going on. We also have an amazing poet, local poet, going to do some great spoken word. Hopefully tug at your old heartstrings, especially with lovers and haters and foes and friends. excited about that.
All right, jamming for the Friends is Willem DeFriend.
All right, going against Slugs for the foes. And Slugs is your lead jammer.
All right, power jam for Slugs. Willem DeFriend is in the box.
4-point pass, Slugs. Another 4-point pass before calling it.
And Friends starting with the jammer in the box. Power jam for the foes.
Yep, and Tally lining up for the foes.
Willem DeFriend is the jammer. And 4-point pass for the Friends. Right on the track for the Friends is Track Sabbath.
Yep, going against Zippy for the foes. And Zippy is your lead jammer. Oh, Zippy going to the box.
All right, 4-point pass for Track Sabbath.
Four-point pass, Zippy.
Yeah, star pass to Starstruck.
Another 4-point pass for Zippy.
4 points for Starstruck.
And score stands 70-30 with 9.5 left in this half. Jaeger shots lined up for the foes.
Out there for the friends, Triceratops. All right, successful star pass to Rita Repulsa.
All right, there's a cut called. Not sure who called it.
Yep, looks like the Friends Jammer starting in the box for this jam.
All right, Sluggernaut lining up for the foes. And just like that, Slugs is your lead jammer, while Rita is stuck in the box. All right, another 4 points for the foes. Score stands 82-30. About 6 minutes left in this half. Time out, friends. So no one told me that there's life would be in pain. Their friends are joking out, they're not sincere. Hey, and like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year.
And you're fired.
I avoided a lot of copyright. That's how you do this. Do it bad enough that people understand it but don't recognize it. All right, timeout over. All right. right, Tally lining up right now for the foes.
Blue Demons out there for the friends.
Oh, big hit taken by Tally. All right, looks like they may have hit their helmet.
All right, that one's called just for a head assessment. All right, just a routine check. Anytime a skater hits their heads, they are going through a concussion protocol just like the NFL.
All right, Zippy lining up for the foes.
Yeah, Blue's out there for the friends.
And Zippy is your lead jammer. Four-point pass, Zippy. All right, jam is called.
And on the line for the friends, Rocco.
Yep, going against Jaeger shots for the foes. Oh, Rocco lost his star.
All right.
Basically means he cannot be lead jammer. So Jaeger is your lead jammer.
All right, 4 points for Rocco.
Jaeger at 4 calling it. All right, call it a wash. Score stands 90-34. 3.5 minutes left in this half.
And back on the line for the friends, Starstruck.
Yeah, going against Sluggernaut. If awkward dancing was an Olympic sport, gold medals, gold medals.
Starstruck takes lead, jammer.
Oh.
And that was a quick one. And on to the next. Back out there's Blue Demon.
Yep, going against Zippy for the foes.
And Blue takes your lead, jammer. All right, that jam's called off. 3 points for the friends, 2 points for the foes.
Yep, and about 2 minutes left in this half. This could be the last jam of the half.
Spilla's out there jamming for the foes. And then we got Track Sabbath out there for the friends.
right, Spilla is her lead jammer. Four-point pass, Spilla.
All right, looks like Track Sabbath going to the box. Power jam for Spilla.
Another four-point pass. Oh, no pack called. Another four-point pass for Spilla. All right, and that is halftime.
Ladies and gentlethems, ladies, gentlethems, people of our crowd. I have a very special guest who is coming out. She is going to regale you with amazing poetry.
All right, and with that, let's get these pucks out and start chucking. If you have pucks, get them out. Let's go, chuck a puck. Until we tell you to do so. Spilla takes lead, jammer. All right, 4-point pass for Track Sabbath. All right, 4-point pass for Track Sabbath and 4 points for Spilla.
All right, jam is called. Spilla grabbing 4 points.
All right, and 3 points. Yeah, 3 points for Track Sabbath on that one. Up on the line now, Triceratops for the Friends.
Yeah, foes line up for the first time. We have Devlin.
All right, looks like successful star pass. Rocco's jamming for the Friends.
All right, Devlin, 4-point pass.
We have 4 points for Rocco. And 3 points for Rocco to finish that one out.
All right. Again, score stands 117-55. 26 minutes left in this bout.
On the line now for the Friends, D Blue Demon.
Yep, going to get Zippy for the foes. All right, jam is called.
Yeah, Chuck-a-Puck winners. First off, we got Ray. Second, we got John F. Third, we have Junior Who. And fourth, we got Ray. So Ray, John F., Junior Who, and Ray.
Ray, you finally won one. I'm so proud of you. All right, looks like Jackalope is up for the foes. First time online.
Yeah, Willem DeFriend is out there. And going to the box is Willem DeFriend. Power jam.
right, looks like we will go the whole 2 minutes.
All right, official timeout is over. Back to concussion protocol, but I think everything will be fine.
Absolutely. So score stands 122-55 with about 24 minutes left in this bout.
Blue Demons out there jamming for the friends.
Yep, and we got Devlin for the foes. And Devlin is your lead jammer.
All right, 4-point pass for Blue. All right, another 4-point pass for Blue.
And 4-point pass for Devlin. Four-point pass. And jam is called. Score stands 146-75. 22 minutes left in this bout.
And the friends send out Rocco to jam.
Yeah, foes got Jaeger out there.
All right, Rocco takes lead jammer. And that jam's called off after a 4-point pass. Willem DeFriend coming out for the friends.
All right, Jaeger going to the box. Not sure what the call was, but power jam, friends. All right, and Willem DeFriend is your lead jammer. All right, jam is called. All right, lining up for the foes. We got Service Business.
Jamming for the friends, Rita Repulsa. And Pulse takes lead jammer. All right, 4-point pass for Rita.
All right, 18 minutes left. Again, after this, we will announce the MVPs of both bouts. Always a good time getting some trophies and everything. The hope is maybe before 10 o'clock. It's my bedtime, Mr. Slash, what I'm saying. I'm an old man.
We can be hopeful.
All right, Jackalope lining up for the foes.
Starstruck's out there for the friends.
And Jacked is your lead jammer. Four-point pass, Jacked. All right, so it looks like a few points here, a few points there. Score stands 153-90.
Rocco back on the line for the friends.
Yeah, we've seen this all night, going against Jaeger shots for the foes.
Yeah, Rocco takes lead jammer. And lead is lost. Rocco's going to the box for a forearm.
Yeah, so we will go the whole 2 minutes with Jaeger with the power jam. 4-point pass, Jaeger.
All right, Rocco picking up 4 points.
Oh, nice jump on the inside, grabbing 4 more points.
All right, 4 more points for Rocco.
Another 4-point pass for Jaeger.
4 points for Rocco.
All right, jam is cold. All right, Slayer Moon lining up for the foes.
Willem DeFriend out there for the friends.
And Slayer is your lead jammer. And jam is called just that quick.
Deep Blue Demons out there again for the friends.
Yep, going against Zippy for the foes. And Zippy is your lead jammer.
All right, successful star pass by the friends. Starstruck's jamming.
Zippy grabs another 4 points. And foe score stands at 169. Oh, I mean 173. All right, jam is cold.
All right, 4 points each on that one.
Yeah, score stands 177-107 with about 11 minutes left. Friends definitely need to get something going in order to stay in this bout.
Yeah, jamming out there for the friends. Track Sabbath.
Yep, going against Devlin for the friend, or foes, sorry. And Devlin is your lead jammer.
All right, 4 point pass for Track Sabbath.
All right, jam is called.
And timeout by the foes.
All right, changes to an official timeout.
No, team timeout.
Oh, hold on. Team timeout. All right, that got that scored away. So for the foes, we have Sailor Moon.
And for the friends, Willem the Friend. And Willem the Friend is your lead jammer.
And as of yet, no lead jammer called. Oh, strike that, sorry.
Yeah, 4-point pass by Willem the Friend.
Didn't see that initial pass.
All right, another 4-point pass for the Friends.
All right, score stands 200-121. Less than 8 minutes left in this bout.
D-Blue Demons back on the line, jamming for the Friends.
Yep, and Sista lined up for the first time for the foes. All right, get things scored away. Looks like probably too many skaters by at least 42. All right. So ultimately, because of that, foes have another person in the box.
And Blue is your lead jammer.
And again, we're big about team spirit, but do you really need the team spirit in the penalty box? I don't know.
All right, 4 more points for Blue. Four more points for the Friends. Blue picking up another 4 points. All right, 4 more points for Blue. Only 55 more points to catch up. Keep going, Blue.
Don't call it a comeback, especially 24 unanswered points thus far.
Yeah, excellent jam on that one. 24 total points. Sorry, 28 total points.
Yowza.
Friends putting out Rocco as their jammer.
And Axel is your lead jammer. Four-point pass, Axel.
Yeah, Rocco picking up 4 more points. And another 4 points for Rocco, 4 points for Axel.
Another 4-point pass by Axel.
Rocco grabs 4 more points.
And as of right now, it's matching point for point. Definitely not in the Friends' favor. All right, jam is called. Score stands 215-161. 3 minutes left in this bout.
Jamming for the Friends, Starstruck.
Yeah, we got Sista for the foes.
All right. Looks like timeout for the foes.
All right. Timeout well spent. Score stands 215-161.
And Starstruck is your lead jammer.
All right, and Sista back in the box. Power jam. Friends.
4-point pass for Starstruck.
right, score stands 215-167. Power jam over. 1 minute and a half left. Foes in the lead.
Yeah, Willem DeFriend out there for the Friends.
Oh, Jack's up and lining up for the Foes.
And Willem DeFriend is your lead jammer. Oh, scratch that. Willem DeFriend's going to the box.
And that should be about it. All right, 4 points, and Jacked is lead jammer. All right, waiting for the final score. Again, we're going to announce our MVPs for both bouts.
All right, final score, Foes 222 to Friends 170.